Yeah, I believe 7 regular season games left starting this week with these 2 games at home. Given the caliber of the opponents that are coming to JPJ, is this a particularly big stretch given your postseason aspirations?
I mean, I think the whole season is a big stretch. Obviously, we want to finish strong. I think getting over the hump at Syracuse was huge for our team. Had a lot of close games lately, but sometimes when you go on a skid like that, you just got to get your confidence back and learn how to win again. So I think us doing that and fighting through so much adversity is going to propel us into more wins.
Now, Sunday wasn't the first time that you've gone up against Syracuse and your former college coach, but I believe the first time that you've gotten a win against her. How special was it to get that, as long as also breaking that 4-game losing streak?
Yeah, I mean, we played a total of 3 times since I've been here, once every year, and it's an emotional win, because she's my family. Obviously, I'm a competitor; she's a competitor, and when we're on the court, we want to win, and so it was great to get the win. But it's not like oh my God, I beat you, that kind of thing. No, it's just we got the win. It was a hard-fought game. I wish her well. I root for her every game but one, and if we see her in the tournament, then it'll be but 2. But yeah, I mean, it's a great win. I really am just happy that we got over the hump and we got a W and we can kind of move forward and our players can play a little bit more confident.
You had a stretch last year where you had beaten a bunch of ranked opponents, and this year I don't think you've beaten one. I think 0-4. You got Florida State coming in here this week. How big of a game is this for you guys?
It's the biggest game on our schedule because it's our next game, and so whether it's Florida State or it's whoever else, we got to be focused. We're not going to play the front of the jersey. We're not going to play the number in front of their name. We're going to try and make sure that we stack wins so that we can fulfill what we're trying to do this season and get into postseason. So I think, you can never be too high, never too low. You can never put too much emphasis on a game. You just got to prepare consistently so that our players can play consistently and give us a chance to win games.
How would you evaluate Tasha Lattimore's play here recently, and can she be even stronger down the stretch?
Yeah, I mean, Tasha's playing great. Super proud of her. If we go 2-0 instead of 1-1, last week she's probably player of the week, to be honest, because she had 51 points in 2 games. So she's playing great. She's kind of walking into her potential for sure, but it's crazy because her ceiling is just so high. So even though she's doing a lot of great things for us, scoring, rebounding, blocking shots, she hasn't even really come close to her ceiling. So that's what's really special about her, and just how much more she can grow. But I'm just so excited about what she's doing for our team and even for herself. She deserves it.
You mentioned getting over the hump there in the Syracuse game. Obviously, a lot of games this season where you've been tied or one possession game with a few minutes to go and haven't been able to close it out. What did you see as the difference with the way your team executed in those last few minutes?
Yeah, I think if you watch the game, we went down by about 14 or 15 in the third quarter, and we had to make a decision, and that's what we talked about in that last huddle. We had to make a choice right now. Do we want to fight? It's kind of like fight or flight at that point. And we dug deep as a group and rallied and got over the hump, closed the gap pretty quickly, and then was able to take the lead and be a little bit more comfortable coming down the stretch rather than trying to fight back, and then maybe tie the game up. And then we got to fight, to get over that hump. But so I think when we had the lead, it allowed us to just really lock into the game plan, lock into what we were trying to do, play with urgency, but be a little bit more comfortable because the pressure was on them. They were down. So putting ourselves in that position allowed us to get over the hump. But I think it was really that third quarter when we rallied. That's where we got all our confidence back, and we understood that we're good enough. We have enough pieces to get it done. And I think that stretch right there when we were able to close the gap is going to turn into confidence moving forward.
Kamara's having a great season, probably along the lines of what you hoped from her this season. Scoring, she's playing efficiently, and obviously when she has the ball in her hands as much as she does, she kind of has to take what the defense is willing to give her. But do you want her to be hunting her own shot more than she is right now? It doesn't seem like she's taking a ton of three-pointers. Do you want her to be looking for her own shot more often?
Yeah, I would just say that's in the last couple of games that we've noticed that, but that's because she's been playing injured. I said that to the media before. She got hurt right before Georgia Tech, and there hasn't been a break. So, obviously she's doing better, but she's just a tough kid. She's playing injured. She was sick in the Syracuse game, so she just has a lot of adversity that's come her way, and she's fighting through it all. So obviously we need a lot from Mo. Mo helps us in so many ways. I mean, but to be sick and play 40 minutes and just give everything for your team is just admirable. So I'm just proud of her at this point in her fight and her resiliency. But you know, I just need her to get healthy, you know, and it's hard because every Thursday, Sunday, you just kind of keep going. So, of course, there's times that she might have passed up some shots and things like that. But, you know, when you're playing with all that stuff, she's given us everything she has.
I know Jillian is not going to play this season. She's rehabbing, but is she getting to, would you like her, or is the goal to get her back in practice at least on a limited basis before the end of the season, or is it strictly you'll deal with that after the season ends?
Yeah, I mean, you know, she jumps in from, you know, time to time in different drills, shooting drills and things like that. But, I mean, with an injury like that, you want to make sure you're completely healthy. There's no rush to get her back, although there's urgency in rehab to make sure she's healthy. But we don't need her to, you know, just jump into practice for no reason. And, you know, she works out all through practice. She's doing her drills on the side. She's doing her cutting. She's doing her shooting, ball handling, all that stuff. And she's looking good. So I'm excited about her progress. And when she jumps into practice and does shooting drills or walks through on a scout team or something like that, you know, she's locked in, and she's one of our captains. I think she's given us what she can this season.
I think Matt asked about Casey last week. She was in kind of a rotation again against Syracuse. Would you like your rotation to grow if the players can earn it?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've always been of the mindset the deeper you are, especially moving into end of February, March, the deeper you are, the further you can go. But, you know, you got to earn that stuff in practice, and I think, you know, our players are more committed to doing that, and they're trying their best to be consistent. So if it grows, it grows, or if it's, you know, a shorter rotation or whatever it is, we just have to be able to play our roles and understand our roles, and have some consistency. That's the biggest thing. I think that's what's really messed us up this year. We're a little bit up and down.
On Thursday, you guys will be going up against Tanaya Latson, the nation's leading scorer. Kind of what impresses you about her game, and what's the plan on your guys' end to kind of limit her on Thursday?
Well, I'm not going to give you the plan.
Right.
But no, I mean, she's a phenomenal player, phenomenal scorer. She's just really crafty with the ball. She understands angles, 3-level scorer. I mean, she really does it all. And she has the green light to do it all over there, for them. She really can take whatever shot she wants, and sometimes when she starts really getting into a confident state, she's going to take a bunch of shots, and she has the ability to hit them. So we got to frustrate her. We got to get her out of rhythm a little bit. But she's a great player. You know, have a lot of respect for her. And you know, it's funny, when she came in her freshman year, she was scoring like that and leading nation and doing different things like that. It's like, how much better can she really get? And then every year she does get better. So I just have a lot of respect for her work ethic, and what she's doing and what she's doing for our league. So obviously, it's gonna be hard going up against her, but you got to respect great players.
Other questions?
So this one's more than basketball here with Black History Month. Seeing if you wanted to comment on sort of the program that you have with the presentations with the student athletes for Black History Month, and sort of the importance and the focus on that for your program.
Yeah, I mean, I think Black history is American history, and they should be one and the same. So Black history is not a lot of people are as educated on, you know, different figures in our history that were African American and what their contributions were, you know, to this country. So we just like to educate our players, and in turn we educate ourselves too on some of them. But Coach Bond leads that up, and you know, every day every player presents, but every day there's a different person that Coach Bond picks out. You know, we talk about, and she prints it out. We have their picture, and on the back it's their bio and just their contributions to history. And then the player will stand up and read about it and just kind of educate the group on what that person did. So I think we see some eye-opening things we didn't know, and we're like, wow, you know, didn't know that. But there's also a camaraderie that you kind of build with the group when you do that and just learn about things together. So it's important. I think it's an important thing. And then I also wear throughout the month, during games, I wear, you know, a black shirt with just, you know, an African-American figure in history, famous quote. I think I wore, what did I wear last game? Character is power, Booker T. Washington. So I just like to celebrate it as well and make sure it's in the forefront during this month. Thank you.
Thanks.